Happy Smoky Monday, Wenatchee Valley. We're back at it. It is the 6th day of October 2025. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. If you haven't been outside yet, it's bad. Air quality is bad. We all know what happened over the weekend. You saw it. If you were out and about on Friday night, it was painfully obvious when we were at the Eastmont Wenatchee football game that big, robust cold front brought in the cold air, and the dry air came barreling in. Late Friday afternoon, Friday night, the Labor Mountain fire took off, moved towards the Wenatchee Valley. We all saw it on Friday night. The tankers did as much as they could on Saturday and Sunday, especially yesterday. The big planes going in, dipping out of the Columbia River and attacking the far eastern side of the Labor Mountain fire. There's a lot of fresh fuel there, and that's what they were doing, trying to keep it to where it was as far as the eastern growth towards us. And they did it as long as they could yesterday until, of course, the sun went down about 6:15, 6:30 or so, and that was it. They couldn't fly anymore, and in the meantime, the fire just keeps right on burning. It is 2:06 in the Wenatchee Valley. That is very unhealthy, and we're going to be dealing with this today. It is the scenario, low relative humidity. It's only 61%, which is actually not bad, but it's still pretty dry air. And high pressure and no place for the smoke to go. I don't want to editorialize, but I, for one, am sick and tired of it. Your smoky forecast is on the way. There is relief coming this weekend. Rain in the forecast beginning Friday night, but we could be dealing with this sort of scenario for the rest of the week. Sorry. News, yes. Sports, lots. Mariners, yeah. Tough one on Saturday night, but last night, things are hunky-dory again. The series is tied at a game apiece. Highlights, if you will, of the last few minutes of the Seahawks game. I think you all know what happened there. We'll have that. And at the back half of the program is my good friend Jennifer Bouchon. Haven't seen Jennifer for a while. She and I go way back. She owns, of course, JBE Marketing, and she is inspired to put on a show called Inspire Northwest. You're going to want to have that. You're going to want to watch that conversation. The event itself is on Thursday, October 16th, at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. We went down to the Numerica Performing Arts Center and had a nice conversation with Jennifer. You'll see that in the back half of the program, and an opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. I have no idea what we're going to be able to see today, folks. When I went to bed last night, the air quality was good. When I got up at 3 o'clock this morning, it was not. That's what we're looking at, folks. That's our lower cross camera, the one that's slightly lower on the Wenatchee Heights and a little bit closer to East Wenatchee. There's nothing you can see. 251 in Cashmere, that's very unhealthy. 206 in Wenatchee, that's about as bad as it has been since all of these fires broke out. East Wenatchee's at 192. It's just not good to be outside. I have no idea what the next camera is going to be. I have no idea if we can even see it. Well, we can up at Lake Wenatchee. There's the Two Rivers camera. That looks an awful lot like it did on Friday, as a matter of fact. No real smoke there. Sunrise this morning is 7:07, so not quite here, but almost. Sunset tonight, 6:29, 11 hours, 22 minutes of daylight. We are losing an additional 3 minutes and 21 seconds of daylight. By the way, it's really cold in many locations. It's 30 in Ellensburg. It's 34 right now in Ephrata. That's chilly. Camera number 3, I should say. Well, there's Lake Chelan from the Bear Mountain fire. And the air quality in Lake Chelan is 3. That's what I wish it was here. But again, the Labor Mountain fire moved right towards the Wenatchee Valley on Friday night. And that's why we're the close proximity to the Labor Mountain fire, which is really responsible for most of the smoke here in the Wenatchee Valley. Not so much the lower Sugarloaf fire. And camera number 4. Beautiful view up in Omak. Omak and Wenatchee are at 45 degrees. Everybody else is in the 30s right now. It's very chilly out in the Columbia Basin. It's going to get even colder still. This was a cold front that came in on Friday night, ushered in some pretty cold air and some pretty dry air. If you live in a sheltered valley, you could see temperatures getting down to freezing in our viewing area. But again, we will finally see some rain, it looks like, this weekend. There is no wind at all in the forecast. That would be nice, at least to scour out the skies, but we really need is rain. Maybe we'll get some. 2 slides to show for you. This is the AQI. I took this about half an hour ago. Yeah, there you go. It's just bad. Red is bad. Purple is really bad. And it's really bad right now. It will improve a little bit as the day progresses. And of course, the airplanes and the helicopters can start going back to work, which they'll be able to do here in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, yuck. In fact, here is your AQI graph. This was midnight on Saturday night, so all the way through Sunday. As you can see, Sunday, as the tankers did their job, our air quality got better and better and better. And just about 7 o'clock, right, just about there when they couldn't fly anymore. And there we started climbing up. Wenatchee is the solid line. East Wenatchee is the dotted line. Again, Wenatchee is now in the very unhealthy category. East Wenatchee is pretty much almost there. So that's where we sit right now. That is and look how dramatically the air quality got bad. It didn't take very long, just about 4 hours. We went from good to very unhealthy. That's not good. The 7-day forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. Check out their website, and you're good to go. Sunny, yeah, well, smoky, hazy. It'll get a little better as the day progresses, and then not so much. We're not looking at very good air quality at all for the day today. We'll top off at about 69 degrees, which is just about normal for this time of the year. Clear and smoky tonight, 46 for the overnight low. Again, many locations will be down into the 30s for the overnight low. Smoky and hazy Tuesday, smoky and hazy Wednesday, smoky and hazy Thursday, smoky and hazy Friday. A slight chance of rain Friday night. And then we have a 40% chance of showers on Saturday, 50% Saturday night, 30% on Sunday, and we're going to cool down quite a bit by the time we get to the weekend. So the weekend may bring us some rain, some badly needed rain, but until that happens, the hits just keep on coming. Wish I could tell you better, but I can't. We're going to take a break and come back with your Monday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
There's no place like home, because home is where we're totally comfortable. It's where we can be ourselves and let our guards down. It's where we make memories, and we're always imagining new ways to keep it totally comfortable. Carrier, total comfort, totally happy.
Call Alpine Air Heating and Cooling today. Your comfort is their priority.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Tour Moses Lake just a gas tank away. With its abundance of outdoor activities, Moses Lake is a great place to visit. From fishing and boating to exploring the city's attractions, there is no shortage of things to do. Whether you're enjoying any one of the variety of restaurants with the family or an adventure-filled day with friends, Moses Lake has something for everyone. TourMosesLake.com and start your adventure today.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms.
"45 degrees, we're at 206 on the AQI scale. Here in the Wenatchee Valley, that is very unhealthy air. It should improve gradually as the day progresses, but it's just a wait and see to see how much they can knock down the area fires before we really see some better air quality. It's 10 minutes after the hour. The Grant County Sheriff's Office has now identified the employee who was allegedly involved in a domestic violence incident last week. He is Corrections Deputy Nicholas Eifert, who was sworn in to begin his work at the Grant County Jail back in March. This photo shows Eifert who's on the left, with Grant County Sheriff Joe Crete at his swearing-in ceremony. Eifert was off duty at the time of the altercation, which the agency says took place in Soap Lake. And on Thursday, he became the subject of a misdemeanor case filed in Grant County District Court. He's been placed on leave while the matter is investigated by the Soap Lake Police Department alongside the insurance consultant for the Sheriff's Department. Wenatchee Valley College has received a $2.9 million grant to grow and strengthen its nursing program over the next 4 years. The funding comes from the U.S. Health Resources and Services Administration. It's designed to help ease the nursing shortage here in our area. The money will go towards scholarships, new faculty positions, and support services to help nursing students. It'll also fund state-of-the-art simulation equipment and electronic medical record software that gives students realistic hands-on training. College leaders say the investment will prepare more highly skilled nurses and will bolster the region's healthcare workforce. The grant program will be managed by the college's nursing director, Dr. Jenny Fries, and grant director, Jessica Bravo Perez. Governor Bob Ferguson has condemned the sudden termination of more than $1.1 billion in federal funding for Washington's clean energy projects. The Trump administration, under Energy Secretary Chris Wright, announced Wednesday it would pull back about $7.6 billion that was set aside for projects in 16 states. The Washington earmarks would have helped pay for 11 projects, including $1 billion towards the establishment of a hydrogen distribution network for the Northwest. The Douglas County PUD was primed to become a key partner in that network, which would have included a fuel facility slated for development in Moses Lake. Ferguson called the cancellation outrageous and says he'll work with the Attorney General of the state of Washington, Nick Brown, to fight the administration in court. Every fall, the Chelan County Public Works Department puts its 5 road crews together for the Equipment Road EO. Last week, the road operators met at the county shop up in Easy Street in Wenatchee to compete in 3 categories, backhoe, loader, and truck. 5 workers took home prizes this year for their performance on the obstacle course. County Road Superintendent Ed Grant explained what the day is all about.
Got anywhere from 30 to 60 of our employees out here. Just a great fun day. Get these guys a little more training, some crew camaraderie, just an overall fun event for these guys to get out there and show some of their skills and talents in a little friendly competition. Typically, we go to the state competition after this. We're not doing that this year, but maybe in the future. And then if they do good at the state competition, then they get to go off to nationals and compete against other counties from all over the nation.
Sheriff Paul Budrow of Okanagan County gave honors last week to Christina Woodworth, who is the leader of the county's search and rescue team. Woodworth and her nearly all volunteer responders have helped out in 26 search and rescue calls this year, including the fatal accident in May that killed 3 climbers when they fell from early winter's spire near Bazama. That amounts to more than 500 hours in the field. Woodworth says 2026 is shaping up to be the busiest year for search and rescue operations in the state's history. Confluence Health Hospital has performed over 2,000 surgeries using the Da Vinci surgical robot. But what exactly are the capabilities of the machine? Our very own Casey Safford sat down with Confluence General Surgeon Dr. Jason Lowen to learn more about the Da Vinci. Although the robot's use comes at an extra financial cost to the patients, Dr. Lowen says there are many benefits, including faster recovery times.
Yeah, the Da Vinci robot is a fancy way to do laparoscopic surgery, which has been around for decades. And it's a instrument that holds the camera and the actual instruments that we're using to work on the patient. The surgeon sits at a separate console, and with that console, we're able to control the arms that hold the instruments in the camera. So nothing happens autonomously. Initially, it was used predominantly by the urologists for prostatectomies and kidney surgery, and they still use it a lot for that. With the new robots and the functionality, it's being used more and more with gynecology and with general surgery for cancer operations and hernia operations. Main benefits for the surgeon, one is ergonomics. You're sitting at a console instead of standing over a patient, so it's much more comfortable for longer procedures. Also, the camera has 2 camera heads on the end of it, so you have binocular vision. It's 3D. And it does allow you more flexibility with the instruments, the robotic system does, compared to straight laparoscopic instrumentation. So you can maneuver more and suture easier in tight spaces compared to other options. And obviously for the patient, the advantage is that the incisions are small. The recoveries tend to be a little faster than laparoscopic and much faster than open surgery.
Have any doctors or surgeons expressed reluctance to work with the machine because they're worried it might cause error?
Well, that's been a debate throughout the rollout of robotic surgery everywhere. And it's not so much a debate about whether or not there's error or injury, it's more of a debate as to whether or not there's benefit.
So hypothetically, what happens if you're in the middle of performing a surgery on a patient using the Da Vinci machine and the power goes out or the connection is lost?
Yeah. So the system is self-contained as far as the functionality of it, and power outages are immediately backed up with generator power. So there's complete ability to continue with the operation. We don't need to have internet connection or power from outside the facility to finish the operation.
All right, so do surgeries take less time with the machine or about the same?
Well, that's debatable. It depends on the operation, it depends on the surgeon. Certainly over time, the more you use the robot, the shorter the cases are, and they tend to be closer and closer to the more traditional modalities. But it does take a little time to set the robot up and get it connected to the instruments, and that's unavoidable.
All right, and so then is it the patient's choice whether or not the machine is used for a surgery?
Certainly every operation there's an informed consent discussion about options, and so yeah, the patient has an opportunity to kind of get information on that, and if they have reservations about robotic surgery, then we have other ways we can do it.
So when a patient chooses to have the surgery performed with the Da Vinci robot, does that affect the price of the surgery for the patient?
Yeah. So the actual operation is slightly more expensive with the Da Vinci robot, with the instrumentation and the disposable units. And so it is a couple $1,000s more expensive for the operation. More and more studies show that when we use the Da Vinci robot, patients oftentimes go home sooner. And so their overall is oftentimes equivalent cost or money savings based on the fact that patients are able to be discharged sooner.
All right, and then moving forward, do you see the Da Vinci robot being used in any other surgical areas?
Well, nationally it's used by cardiothoracic surgeons, and so here locally we're working towards that as well. And there's ENT surgeons that sometimes use it also, and so there's multiple modalities out there that are using the robotic platform, and we're incorporating more and more of that here at Confluence Health.
And Clyde Pangborn was remembered over the weekend as East Wenatchee marked the 94th anniversary of history. It was October 3rd, 1931. Pangborn and co-pilot Hugh Herndon began their first non-stop airplane flight between Japan and the United States, flying a Bellanca skyrocket monoplane called the Miss Vidal, of course. The pair belly landed in Fancher Heights above East Wenatchee back on October 5th of 1931, 41 hours in the air, the first non-stop airplane crossing of the Pacific Ocean. Clyde Pangborn's name, of course, now adorns our airport. The flight is also the basis for the sister city arrangement that's been in place between Massawa, where the plane took off, and the Wenatchee Valley, where the plane landed. That sister city relationship goes back to 1981. Put us on the map. That's the news. At 19 minutes after the hour, we're going to plow our way through another smoky day, and then we'll get the news out for you at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. Jefferson Robbins, by the way, will be in the anchor chair for Grant Olson. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Tonight is the news on television, the traditional broadcast way of getting the news out there, but a lot of you don't use that, and that's cool. Our news will be posted on our YouTube page and our homepage, NCWLIFE, right around 5 o'clock, give or take a couple of minutes. And of course, we're now on all kinds of platforms. You see them right there at the bottom of your screen. So we try to make ourselves as available as possible. Got a news tip? Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. A busy weekend in sports. I'll tell you all about it in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Listen, home upgrades can be expensive, but I've always had that DIY vision. Like controlling my thermostat remotely, or getting instant heat, and upgrading my insulation.
Some upgrades don't need a fresh perspective. With Shalam PUD rebates, it's easy to make energy-efficient upgrades that make your home more comfortable.
22 minutes after the hour, sports. Julio Rodriguez drove in Cal Raleigh in the bottom of the 8th. The Mariners beat the Tigers 3-2 in Game 2 of their series, which is now even at a game apiece. Jorge Polanco had a couple of solo home runs, and closer Andres Munoz retired the Tigers in order. He gets the save. It was the Mariners' first playoff win at home since Game 5 of the 2001 American League Division Series.
1 out, nobody on, no score. Bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch to Polanco. Swing, fly ball, driven deep, driven back, left field, gone! Jorge Polanco! It's a 1-0 Mariners lead. Now the Mariners draw first blood against the Dragon, Tarek Skubal.
46,000 fans on their feet as Polanco gets the trident from Julio Rodriguez.
Skubal's 3-2, here it is. Swung on, blasted, left field. This is going to go. He's done it again. It is gone. Jorge Polanco, his second of the game into Edgar's. This place erupts, and the Mariners lead 2-0. Unbelievable. Lightning strikes twice. The 1-2.
Dan Wilson gets aggressive, brings in the lefty. And Spire does the job for his buddy Castillo. 2-2 pitch. The other way, it's a fair ball down the right field line. Torres will score. Here comes Green into third. Joey Cora giving him the wave. Here's the throw. It's cut off, and this game is tied. The third base coach, Cora, gesticulating wildly as Green scores from first. Exactly what you guys thought would happen, and Torkelson ties it.
I don't know what you just said, Adam. I don't know what that word meant, but he was waving them on. Joey Cora the whole way.
Line drive, down the line, that's a foul ball, and the Mariners take the lead. Julio Rodriguez has come up clutch yet again.
Well, we know he's a great down ball hitter. He gets a split, starts belt high and works just above the knee, stays down through it, drives it down the line. You said it earlier, AJ, these stars need to come out to play today, and they're showing up in a big way right now in this 8th inning.
They're 1 out away from their first playoff victory in nearly a quarter century. Bouncing ball to Naylor. Flips and finishes it. first playoff win in 24 years. The Mariners have tied the series at 1. And Seattle, the team and the city, can breathe a collective sigh of relief as they will head to the Motor City tied up at a game apiece.
Both games 1 and 2 ended with identical 3-2 scores. Manager Dan Wilson says that's typical of playoff baseball.
That's kind of the nature of playoff baseball, is back and forth. There's momentum shifts. I give our guys a ton of credit. Number one, this was a bounce back game for us, and they did just that. And then to lose the lead late like that, and then to come right back and score a run was huge. I thought those at bats by Cal and Julio were tremendous, just a huge momentum shift back to our dugout, and then Mooney coming in there in the 9th to slam the door. This is what it's like. I mean, this is playoff baseball, so you're going to see this, and it's good to come up on the top side of this one.
Julio Rodriguez spoke with Tom Verducci of Fox Sports about his game-winning double.
I was just, trying to get a good pitch to hit, and, he let us play a little bit higher in the zone. I was able to put a good swing to it.
You've done a lot of thrilling things in your career. Where does this moment rank?
This has to be number one. We haven't had a time like this here in a while, so being able to deliver a win tonight as a team, I think it was really, really special for me. Just to see the fans and the way they got going, it was very special. I'm always going to hold that memory in my heart.
It has been a while, almost your entire lifetime. Fans here have been waiting to see the Mariners win a home playoff game. What does this mean for the franchise and for this series now tied going to Detroit?
I mean, it means a lot. It means a lot. I know these fans have been waiting a while, and we definitely grind a lot for them. But to deliver one win for them is really special. But we know the job is not finished. We got to go to Detroit. Now the series is tied, but we got to go out there and compete again.
Game 3 tomorrow afternoon in the Motor City. Logan Gilbert will take on Jack Flaherty of the Tigers. First pitch on FS1 is at 1:08. Take a long lunch break. The rest of the Major League Baseball playoffs from yesterday, the less we talk about how my Yankees did, the better off I am, but we're back in the Bronx tomorrow night. The schedule today has the Dodgers and the Phillies at 3:08 on TBS. It'll be followed by the Brewers hosting Chicago in Game 2 of their series, 6:08 on TBS. Well, the Seahawks and the Buccaneers combined for 889 yards of offense, but it was Tampa Bay who escaped with a 38-35 win over Seattle yesterday. Levante David picked off Sam Darnold with 58 seconds left. That set up Chase McLaughlin's 39-yard field goal on the last play of the game.
Down in 2, Kupp on the move, Charbonnet in the backfield. Darnold, here comes Diaby, and downfield, caught, touchdown, Torrey Horton. The back is White, Mayfield to the air, Wirfs the block. Buying time into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Touchdown! It's Shepard! 2nd down and 1. There's the pressure. Here's the pressure. Winfield had it. He throws an interception. It's picked off. It's picked off by Levante David. Got it. And Tampa Bay will win it on a walk-off 39-yard field goal.
Yeah, well, what do you do? Seattle travels to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars next Sunday morning at 10 on Fox. The rest of the NFC West, as you already know, because they played on Thursday. San Francisco won, and the rest of the scores from yesterday look something like this. There you go. And Seattle now falls to 3-2 in the NFC West. College football, the Huskies scored the last 24 points, walked away with a big 24-20 victory over Maryland on Saturday. Eastern snuck by Portland State. Central Washington, no problems with Eastern. The Cougars had the weekend off. Well, we had the game here Friday night, the Bridge of Sportsmanship, and you can make it 10 straight victories for the Eastmont Wildcats. Went right down to the very end. Very thrilling football game. Eastmont 21, Wenatchee 17. Complete highlights, by the way, are on our homepage at NCWLIFE.com. You should check it out. Rest of the Big Nine over the weekend. Poor Eisenhower. They've played 5 games, the Cadets have, and they've scored a grand total of 7 points this season. That's not a misprint. Moses Lake beats Eisenhower, and Freda upsets Davis 47-7 in the Big Nine. CSAC, well, you can make it 40 consecutive victories for Royal, but Kashmir took them to overtime. It's the closest Royals lost a game in a few years. Great effort by the Bulldogs. They come up just a little bit short. There's the rest of the scores in the SCAC. Caribou Trail League football over the weekend. All of these were non-league games. Your winners, Cascade, Omak, and Okanagan. CWAC over the weekend. How did they do out in the basin? Ellensburg knocked off Grandview on Thursday. Then Friday night, your winners, Prosser, Ephrata, again over Davis, East Valley, and Sela. Central Washington B football over the weekend. They all played on Friday. Some league games, some non-league games. Take a look at the scores there. Wild hockey. Boy, it's been a rough start for the Wenatchee Wild. 5 games into the season, they have yet to win a game. They are now 0-3-1-1. They lost to Victoria in overtime at home on Friday. Tri-City nipped them on Saturday down in Kennewick, and then Penticton rolled away from Wenatchee on Sunday, and we will be in Kashmir this Friday night. The Zilla Leopards 4-1, Kashmir Bulldogs 4-1. It is homecoming. Eric and Grant with the call. Looking forward to that. We will see you at the game on Friday night. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. Happy National Mad Hatter Day today. The Mad Hatter, of course, from Alice in Wonderland. And why is it Mad Hatter Day? Because it's October 6th, and if you look at the hat on the Mad Hatter, it says 10/6. Which is October 6th, so this was the day that everybody would wear a goofy hat. That doesn't mean October 6th on this hat, though. That's actually the cost of that hat. It cost 10 shillings and 6 pence. He just didn't bother to take the price tag off. Always celebrated on October 6th, National Mad Hatter Day. Today in history, the movie that saved Warner Brothers from bankruptcy, and it began the era of sound films. The Jazz Singers, starring Al Jolson, premiered in New York City. It was not a traditional sound film in that the soundtrack was actually on the film stock. Nope, they had a projector showing the movie, and then they had a Vitaphone record player playing the music. So the film is about 90 minutes long, but there were 15 reels and 15 records to manage. The projectionist had to thread the film and cue up the records at the same time, but it worked. It saved Warner Brothers from bankruptcy, and everybody went, well, you either learn how to talk and sing or you're done. One of the most important films of all time is 98 years old today. Here's a picture of a lot of people at a baseball game. The Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, Game 5 of the 1959 World Series. The White Sox beat the Dodgers 1-0, but the story here is 92,706 people watched the game. It remains the largest crowd ever to watch a World Series game. No, you should not be playing baseball in the Coliseum. 46 years ago today, Pope John Paul II becomes the very first pontiff to visit the White House when he meets with President Jimmy Carter. Presidents and popes had met before, but a pope had never been to the White House until this date in 1979. And there were a lot of people who did not like the Camp David Accords between Egypt and Israel, and 44 years ago today, the Islamic extremists who didn't really want to have a peace treaty with Israel murdered the president of Egypt. 28 others were wounded during a parade. I was going to show you the film. We don't have time. Maybe it's best that we didn't. During a military parade, too. Birthdays. Heavenly birthday, the very first American woman athlete to become a global celebrity. Helen Wills. She was an American tennis player. How did she get to be so good? She practiced against guys. That's how it worked. She won 31 Grand Slam tournament titles during her career, a remarkable achievement. Yeah, so she practiced against men, and she played a men's style of tennis, wearing down her opponents with power and accuracy. She got really good. Nobody was even close to her. Helen Wills, born in the state in 1905. Lonnie Johnson, U.S. Air Force veteran, 12 years at NASA, aerospace engineer, entrepreneur, and in 1990, he invented the Super Soaker water gun, which is among the world's best-selling toys. It's a summertime staple. He made a lot of money doing it. Lonnie Johnson, 76 years old today. The very first African-American coach to win a Super Bowl. He did it with the Colts. In fact, he coached the Colts to 10 straight playoff appearances. He's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Tony Dungy is 70 years old today. And when The Karate Kid came out when I was in high school, I had a crush on Elizabeth Shue, and I still do. She's 62 years old today. Back to the Future 2 and 3, leaving Las Vegas. Happy 62nd to Elizabeth Shue. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. We're darn proud of it. Mike Minotti has got an opinion coming up, and then there's an event you don't want to miss. Inspire Northwest. It's being put on by my good friend Jennifer Bouchon. It'll be Thursday, October 16th at the Numerica Pack. Jennifer will tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
The Wenatchee Valley Business World presents the annual 30 Under 35 Award Ceremony. It's brought to you by the Chelan PUD and the Women's Resource Center. Get ready to celebrate the achievements of up-and-coming business and nonprofit professionals on Thursday, October 9th at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Purchase your tickets today and help shine a spotlight on the rising stars who are shaping the future of our region.
If you're looking for the best wines and exceptional food to match, you may be looking in the wrong place. The most exciting new winery and bistro in North Central Washington isn't in Wenatchee or Chelan or even Leavenworth. It's actually located just south of Wenatchee at the fabulous Crescent Bar Resort. Beaumont Cellars and Bistro is an all-new facility with amazing views, indoor and outdoor dining, and its own amphitheater. Sit back and enjoy wonderful wine and food with a different point of view.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting for you. The Gilded Lily offers a unique collection of hand-selected, carefully curated items to help you celebrate all of life's special moments. From the budding chef to the home decorator to that very special occasion, there is an abundance of delightful gifts waiting for you. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items to brighten any area of your home.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNulty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So when the state government wants to change the rules about unspent used gift cards, did you hear about that? They want the companies who have been now keeping the money on unused gift cards to surrender that money to the state as unclaimed property. Well, I do think some changes need to be made to ensure you and I are compensated or advised that we have an outstanding credit on a gift card. But I don't see any reason for the government to get the excess. How many of our pockets do the politicians want to stick their hands in? Sheesh. This is Mike Mad Dog McNulty, and that's my opinion.
Handoff to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. Squirts between High school sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Coverage is brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, and Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Watch high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is bringing back the Haunted Museum for another scary year, October 23rd through the 30th. It's a guided tour called The Protocol, guaranteed to scare the most hardy of folks. Tickets are $25 online, $30 at the door, but tickets are limited. The Haunted Museum is not recommended for children under the age of 13. Tickets at the museum's website.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Welcome back to the program. We're on the stage of the Numerica Performing Arts Center, the empty stage of the Numerica Performing Arts Center. That will not be the case on Thursday, the 16th day of October. This place will be hopping with people who want to improve their ability to brand themselves, which is an important thing, regardless of what you do with goods, services, professional or otherwise. My good friend Jennifer Bouchon, you and I have known each other
too long.
A long 30 years, I want to say, something
long
like
time.
that.
A long
Back to
time.
our old radio days. Her marketing group, JBE Marketing, is putting on Inspire Northwest, which is trademarked, by the way, by Jennifer. Something you've been working on for 5 years now.
It's been on the vision board for 5 years, that's for sure.
Eventually, it has to come off the vision board and
It
become a
did.
reality. And on Thursday, the 16th, it becomes a reality.
Very excited. So the end of 24, I thought this is the time. I've been in business almost 4 years. Asked Dr. Sue Keynes from the NCW Tech Alliance and Sean Flattery from the Wenatchee World. I said, if I do this, if JBE produces it, we grab some outstanding community leaders. Would you each take a session and moderate and bring in some speakers? They both said, absolutely. This is exactly what the region needs. And that's why so I'm so thrilled to have each of those two people as partners too.
One of them has a PhD. Sean does not. I'll let you guess which one is which. They're both going to be really good. 5 years in the hopper. It's finally happened. What put it over the hump for this event to take place? Something must have said, okay, now I can make it work.
Definitely. So I think they're saying, both with the Wenatchee World and NCW Tech Alliance saying, yes, they'll take those sessions. I thought, okay, we're going to have some great content. And then I called my first sales manager out of college. She's on Fortune 500. She's on the big, AT&T stages. She speaks all the time. She's a sales trainer, goal setter. She talks to colleges such as University of West Virginia and young adults basically about living your dreams and believing in your dreams. And thanks to April Kemp saying, I will be there for you. I will fly in, and yes. And then Hope Hansen Kemp is a designer creator. She has her brand on the U.S. Soccer. She'll tell more about that. But she currently works for North Face, and so she's going to tell her story, how she developed. She said, I will come in as well. So knowing that those two first key people, as along with the Wenatchee World and NCW Tech Alliance, would present a session, I thought, okay, we have something. This is exactly what the vision will be this year. And I knew the JBE would do something on branding, but Dan, I really wanted to bring in other people because we're always learning, right? Marketing, the complexity of marketing completely changes every day. I mean, every day people are coming up with a new app, a new program, and we're kind of grappling and understanding like what makes sense and what makes sense to not only to our own brands, but how can we help our clients, or how can we grow and make more sales, right? At the end of the day, this event is not just for marketers. It's not just for people that are entrepreneurs. It is for everyone. If you're in business today, if you're in small business, mid-sized business, if you're a marketing department, if you're in sales, if you are an educator, this conference is for you. I started, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask, how many people, they have a marketing plan, it's working, they're paying their bills, they are gainfully employed, they may even have employers. They don't want to rock the boat. You can't do that nowadays. You can't say, this is my logo and this is what I do and this is the goods and the services that I offer, and everything's fine, so why should I worry about it? But that it's not, in this day and age, you're going to fall behind the 8 ball real quick, aren't you?
Absolutely. I mean, we've said this before, and this is not new, but we've said, McDonald's spends $1 billion, right, on advertising. Well, it's not just advertising anymore. It's engagement. It's impressions, right? You and I both know that. We're trying to always engage our audiences. And so as the marketing and the tools of marketing have changed, and the outlets of marketing have completely changed from when you and I started 30 years ago, that's why. And we're all learning together. No one knows, even the developers, that we're all learning. And I think we all have our own niche, and we can say, okay, yeah, I'm really a good expert on design. I just talked to someone on design AI, or SEO, search engine optimization, or on branding, or on digital comms. But none of us, are truly like taking a look at the whole big picture. So I think a conference like this is so needed for North Central Washington. I will tell you, as when I first started JBE again in 2020, 2021, that's kind of why I was looking for a conference to not only attend, but bring my staff. And I looked at there's some outstanding conferences in Seattle. And I do believe the Marcom's conference over there, but it's very pricey. It's in the 900s to 1,000 a day, and then even the online version, I think I paid this year like $300 for just one person. So, which is great. They have outstanding people and wonderful and across the U.S. as well. But they're pricey, and so for anyone, even if you're an entrepreneur starting a new business, or in media. Or a marketing professional, working with clients, that's probably going to be out of reach. And not only that, a lot of times, as a boss, it's like, well, do I really want to spend taking you to Seattle or Spokane or flying you to LA? And then that's costly. And what are you really going to get out of it? So developing this type of conference is what I wanted to learn, to be honest. And I wanted to bring in these people, not only to learn from them and gain information, but kind of create that marketing synergy for our whole community. Because
this, heads up, this conference is only $85. It's not going to run you $1,000. If you want to give her $1,000, I don't think Jennifer's going to say no. But you brought in some pretty heavy hitters here, people who you may not have heard of, but by the end of the day, on the 16th of October, they are going to know who these people are. Talk about your featured speakers. You can go chronologically or the big name first, however you want to go through the lineup. It starts at 1 o'clock on the 16th.
So we have How to Fascinate Hillary Kay coming. She is, so I will tell you, I was calling around. I knew that we were doing a little bit on branding, which I'll spend 5 minutes at the beginning saying how we built this brand. But I knew that I wanted to bring in somebody else that I have studied. And so I was calling around to different agents, and I got a hold of Sally Hodgehead's agent from How to Fascinate. And first, she finally replied, got on the phone with her, and Sally's very, very, very costly. She's in the, she's a big name, right? She's on after the Super Bowl, she's on ABC talking about brands and what brands stick and why you are fascinated to different brands. So the How to Fascinate program I had studied when I went back to get my master's degree, and I thought it's just really intriguing. They, certain things similar to like the Myers-Briggs, but this is the fascinative, if you're mystique or if you're passion or innovation, what makes things stick. So thrilled to have Hillary Kay was kind of more in our budget this year. Capital that, of course, we have great partners and clients that help fund some of this and fuel her. So she's flying in from Missouri. So she'll be talking about perception versus reality and why your brand. And then with that, she said, not only that, Jennifer, but I'm going to give every single participant in Inspire Northwest, they'll be able to take the How to Fascinate test. So they can you can take the test, you'll get the 15-page analysis. She'll also talk about it in real time when you're here. So she said, if you show up as this is maybe what you want to think of. Also, teamwork. I think when everybody on your team takes that test, you can know how to talk to each person. But especially if you're bringing a brand or a company to life, I think this will be very powerful for you. Anytime we can get a nugget,
Well, kudos for landing her, but you also have some other heavy hitters who are experts in their
April
fields.
Kemp, I told you, she's, like I said,
Right.
they call her the Energizer Bunny. She's national sales, she's sales trainer. She's the one that really taught me, smile and dial, and you got to, keep going. And so if you're in sales, if you're in marketing professional, you'll love April. And I think she's going to be providing a couple of cool things for the students too. We have some college kids attending. And then Hope Hansen Camp, which I talked about, she'll be talking in the art of storytelling session. Melissa Goodman, thanks to Dr. Sue Kane from the NCWA Tech Alliance, she found Melissa. And Melissa will be talking about AI in marketing, more of design AI. She works with very large clients across the board, and she'll be showing us some tips and tools that we can use to implement some new AI strategies. And then the 3 speakers on the panel, besides Hope Hansen Kemp, we have Jonathan Baker from Equipped. He is from our region. He's up in Twist area. He's the one that has he's an artist and creator of those great Equipped bags. And then our Sonia Alvarez, she's a wine marketing strategist, and so she'll be talking about how the wine industry has been telling stories and how to better tell a story. So I'm excited to hear from each of them. We are hoping to implement, it's called Mentimeter, and so basically you'll be able to sit in the audience, scan a QR code, and ask live questions during the Q&A. So you can type something out and say, hey Dan, what about this? Or hey, what do you think of this mission? And so those will be on the screen so the speakers can readily answer those questions too. So.
You don't have to be a businessman, a business owner, a marketing executive. You don't have to be any of these things to get something out of it. This is kind of for everybody. And you can take a look, if you log onto the website, by the way, you can take a look at the breakdown of all the speakers and the symposiums and the things that'll be moderated by other people and say, this is going to be good for me. This is something that I want to do. Or you can just stay for the whole 6 hours and grab a bite to eat and have a cocktail and kind of soak it all in.
Yeah, so it starts at 1 o'clock. 11 o'clock is kind of registration, social, networking with some of the vendors. We have about 5 to 6 vendors upstairs. And so it's very social. 1 o'clock we will start. We have a hard start at 1, but every 50 minutes you'll have sessions, and then you'll have a 10-minute break. So you can totally socialize, grab a Coke, grab some water, provided, by the way, Coca-Cola products. And so grab a Coke. So every 50 minutes, we'll gather back up, or you can stay here and have lots of great conversations. So really 1 to 5 are the sessions with the, 1 to 150, 2 to 250, that type of thing. And then from 5 to 7, we have an outstanding social and networking. Garlini's is providing some appetizers. We have a non-host bar with the pack. So it should be an opportunity for you then to meet the speakers. They will be here, be available. Anyone else probably, a lot of experts probably sitting in the audience. As well as then the day before, thanks to Visit Wenatchee, people can come down there and pick up their cute little, we have these great little lanyards.
Yeah, thank you for mine, by the way.
Yeah, great little lanyards. And then every single person that attends the conference too, we're going to do these little Inspire Northwest and Visit Wenatchee notebooks so they can take notes, because we still do take notes, right? Even though we're in digital.
I take notes and I read them, and I can't read my own handwriting.
Yeah.
Can you be too old to learn new things in this day and age of selling yourself to the world? Can you, if you're so set in your ways, why bother? I mean, can you always stay a little bit ahead of the curve?
I hope so. I I look at my dad, who's now 95. When he was 65, he learned eBay when eBay first came out and learned how to use a mouse. So I hope I'm like that. I hope I can continue to want to grasp and grapple with new strategies. But I think people looking to the left and right here too in this community, they have so much to offer as well. But that's why I think just bringing in additional people that they may not ever be able to meet and or hear, that's what's going to be so fun is, so I'm hoping this will continue to flourish and grow and we can continue to do it in 2026.
You would be an idiot to miss it just to hear these heavyweight speakers that you're bringing in from all over the country, absolute experts in their field. And as you mentioned, they don't come cheap, but they know what they're talking about. I mean, why blow that one?
Right, exactly.
And for $85.
For $85.
You can charge more, and probably get away with it.
Well, we just want everyone to come. We wanted it to be very affordable this year. We wanted we have student tickets as well, it's only $20, and we do actually have somebody that partnered with us that provided some student tickets. So we do have students from Wenatchee Valley College coming and Wenatchee High School, and we're hoping all the region will come. I know we have some people flying in from the Pacific Northwest just to attend. So hopefully this will be for everyone. This is our first year, so please give us grace and bear with us. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know, right? Even though we all are professionals in our own field. You know, producing something like this is new and it's exciting.
Thursday the 16th for tickets, information, the rundown. What do they need to do? Jennifer, I'll let you take it home.
Inspire-nw.net, inspire-nw.net. All the information's there. If they need to give us a call, I'm sure anyone either at the Wenatchee World, JBE Marketing, we can help them. We're thrilled, thankfully, to the Kennedy Group for co-presenting How to Fascinate, Swire Coca-Cola, as well as all of our great session sponsors. So everybody our clients have been amazing. So we want to say thank you to that. And I hope everyone can learn. If they learn one nugget to better their personal and professional brand, that's a win.
Take advantage of the situation, and hopefully there'll be a second one October of next year. It's good to see you again. I don't see you very often anymore.
I know. I'm just working.
You know where to find me. I get emails from her. We don't get to say hi every once in a while.
But we get to see you on the screen.
That's true. That's true. Television. It's overrated. Trust me on that. Except this show. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Whether you're building from the ground up or transforming your space with a custom remodel, One Way Construction is your trusted partner in creating a home that's uniquely yours. Your dream home is just a call away. Schedule your free consultation and let's build something amazing together.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is bringing back the Haunted Museum for another scary year, October 23rd through the 30th. It's a guided tour called The Protocol, guaranteed to scare the most hardy of folks. Tickets are $25 online, $30 at the door, but tickets are limited. The Haunted Museum is not recommended for children under the age of 13. Tickets at the museum's website.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
If you're a student in the Wenatchee, Eastmont, or Cashmere School District, congratulations. Recess will be inside. This is about as bad as the air has been since both the Lower Sugarloaf and the Labor Mountain fires broke out on Labor Day, September 1st. Here it is, October 6th. It is 311 in Cashmere. That's hazardous. Wenatchee is at 210. That's about as bad as we've had it. That's very unhealthy. East Wenatchee is almost at 200. And as we talked about this at the start of the show, the Labor Mountain fire made a big run towards the valley on Friday night with that cold, windy air that came through. So over the weekend, they were trying to make sure that the fire didn't get any closer to the valley, but the interior of the fires and some back burning is why we have this. And this is what we're going to be dealing with for most of the day today, I'm afraid. From the National Weather Service, your forecast. We're looking for rain We're going to get some probably Friday night into Saturday. Until then, well, it's going to be sunny and hazy and smoky for the foreseeable future for the rest of the week. 69 today, 70 tomorrow, 68 on Wednesday. It's all just about normal. Afternoon highs, overnight lows, right about where they should be. The question is, how much of the inside of these fires can they get knocked down to keep the smoke and the air quality better than what it is? We do have a chance of rain, especially on Saturday night. Bring it on. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.